What about it, YouTube? All right, I want to talk a little bit about the big letdown, the lie of the libertarian movement. Where has it gone? And it seems to me that it's gone straight towards Antifa. It's gone straight towards radical liberalism. Um, what used to be uh, freedom and let live and all those good things that libertarians used to talk about, it seems to me has become burn it all down and raise your raise your fist in salute to Antifa or face the consequence. It just seems to me. Around here, there's Asheville, which now some people, Roosh calls it Trashville, understandably. 15 years ago, a bastion of libertarianism. It's where that guy with the Liberty Dollar got busted out because so many people, there were so many libertarians in Asheville using this third-party money system that they finally came and busted him down. The Norfed dollar, I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about, but there was a silver, and this all went along with what Ron Paul was spewing with the libertarian hard money thing, and it all fit together. But 15 years ago, Asheville was this libertarian town. Now, it's a bastion of straight liberal, extreme goofiness. Now, it's not burning itself down like Portland yet, but that's where you'll find those people. That's where you'll find people who will go march probably somewhere else and burn down somebody else's stuff. They would be maybe from Asheville, likely from Asheville. Just saying. That's what's happened to the mind. So it started out, so people are disillusioned. It's just strange to me. And people have had to look for places to go over time because there was going back to the 90s, there was just a known thing out there of the left-right paradigm is broken. It doesn't represent anyone really. You're just being, it's just tag team gang raping. So Ross Perot, but Ross Perot split the conservative vote twice, went to Clinton. So now you've got this population though that's still looking for a home, a place to trust. It's still broken. There was really no viable third-party candidate in 2000 that I can remember, or in 2004 that I can remember. So Bush gets elected both times. In that process, there's 9/11, and then shortly after, there's all the truth movement kicks off. So there's more disillusionment, and they're just looking for somewhere to go. And a lot of people found themselves back in Ron Paul, or as I call him, Wrong Paul. But yeah, 15 years ago, this was the mood. This was, and you were hearing devil government and devil cops and police state, and there's Alex Jones, and there's all this stuff. Alex Jones was huge back then. He was the 9/11 Grand Poobah, Truth Movement Poobah. So this was just all what was going on in alternative news. There was this push for Ron Paul back then. There was this libertarian mindset, and it seemed to make a lot of sense. Small government and just live and let live, laissez-faire, and the non-aggression principle. You started hearing this a lot, the non-aggression principle. The extreme libertarians who haven't found anywhere to go, so that now they're following people like Conscious Resistance, who wants to make his own little world in Mexico or something, I guess. I don't know. God bless him. I don't know. I think a lot of these people's have good intentions, but I think they get lost along the way. I wouldn't. It's easy to get lost. Where do you go after wrong Paul? Where do you go? And so you still have some of these people who are chasing after the hard money and running Chicken Little fairy tales about how it's over, the dollar's going to collapse and all this nonsense. But anywho, 15 years ago, all of it made sense. Like, we need to get somebody in there that understands the economy, that's going to get us out of these ridiculous wars, that's going to get to the heart of the problems in our government where we have these false flags. We need somebody who we can trust in government. So that was the pushback then. It made sense. It was, again, the non-aggression principle. So what's funny, and maybe not funny, it's what's tragic, is that this mindset, we're almost, I guess, to another generation 15 years later. So the children, or close to the children's age back then, of people growing up, youngins who have grown up, now they've transitioned from live and let live to we hate America. We found a victim class to belong to. We hate anyone who's a boomer. That means anyone who's 5 days older than us. And we're just going to burn it all down. So like around me, there's Asheville, used to be super libertarian. That's where the Nord-Fed dollar ended up getting busted out because there were so many libertarians. And these are live and let live. Back then, Asheville was a cool place to be. Really cool place to be. It was live and let live. Now they call it Trashville because it's not the same. And they haven't burnt their city down or their town down yet, but they would be the people who would drive to Fayetteville or maybe, who knows, around America to burn stuff down because the ideology changed from live and let live and non-aggression principle to defund police and whatever else kind of extremist crap they're up to. Burning stuff, attacking people. You've seen it, okay? So this is the lie, or this is what I've learned over this time of where this libertarian philosophy's fruits go. You can't open up a floodgate of decadence and have it lead towards liberty. And that's the lie within libertarian viewpoints. Libertarian viewpoints would say, hey, pornography, hey, child pornography, hey, bestiality, hey, teaching kids about anal sex when they're 5 years old, hey, live and let live. It's not hurting anything. So, as long as there's no victim, right? It gets twisted up, and you lose sight of who's a victim, and you lose sight. All of a sudden, there's because you've taken away all legal restraints. Now it's interpreted as there's no restraints to sin. You just have rampant sin, and then what are the fruits of sin? Destruction. So, okay, hey, look, this is what happens. So, to really learn the lesson here is to accept that all of this stuff that happened in the last 100 years has been a slippery slope. As soon as it was contraception time, people were warning about this, and they laughed at them. But when you made sex a recreational sport, and if you mess up and you have a foobar, or a mulligan, you can always have an abortion, right? So hey, it's just for fun. It's just for fun, and here's a bunch of tools you can use to make it nothing but fun. And if you mess up and get pregnant, no biggie, no biggie. Planned Parenthood's right around the corner, no problem. We got that covered. So by doing that, it's completely shifted everything. All of our values in male-female pair bonding, all of those values have been able to be exploited in the wrong direction with feminism, with everything, with PU. I mean, just with every philosophical bend and twist, and then gay rights, and just all of it has just moved further and further away from what's healthy and what's fruitful, and made it sterile and transient. And the fruits of what is sterile and transient is what we have now. These poor kids have been, I guess, brought up by people who were brought up by people who were being brought up in the first stages of what I'm talking about with the contraception thing. So divorce rates off the charts. Okay? It's a complete mess. And so these poor kids raised by probably what? Who knows? A single mother, a stepdaddy, stepmom, foster kids. They're pissed off at this world, and they don't know why. They're just pissed off at this world because something wasn't right. Maybe they were raised by two lesbians. Saw that on Jesse Lee Peterson the other day, the poor kid. He says, I don't know how to be a man. I don't have a dude around. I've got these lesbians as my parents, and they sit in the house, and I don't go outside. I don't know how to put air in a tire. I don't know how to do anything. So some of these kids, not this one, but some of these kids, they're upset at the world. Okay? They have a grudge. And so they're going to lash out. And so since they're pissed at the world because they have issues. They have childhood issues of being brought up by a selfish, neglectful situation. What the role models that they had, the guardians that they had showed selfish, materialistic, narcissistic, solipsistic, prideful, selfish behavior towards their upbringing. They're the fruits of that. Now they're pissed. Now it's the world's fault. Now America sucks. Now we have to tear down statues and burn down cities. All right, that's it for this one. God bless you.